We'll go ahead and get started. Obviously, I'm not talking to too many people right now, but just in case you're coming back during the VOD and watching that, probably skip ahead about 5-6 minutes or so. I forgot to make this public, didn't I? Yep. And now it's public. Okay. Open that up, mute that. Hello there. Now it's showing as public. There we go. Okay, there. Hello, everyone. We shall get started in just a few minutes here. How y'all doing tonight? Happy Christmas and all that. Good evening. All right. So I figure we'll make some sort of game out of this, on account of who I am as a person. So we'll see if I finish this first or if I finish the kit first. But I don't know. Let's go. So what I've got here is a bag full of LEDs for a solder practice kit. Yes, hello. And it's not this one, but it looks something like this one. Can I? Oh, it's not going to let me scroll like that. The idea is to make a light bulb shaped ball out of these LEDs and solder them to the board itself. I don't know, looks pretty neat. Retro Game Repair Shop sent this to me. I like doing the solder practice kits. I think it's pretty good for skill refinement or learning to use tools and such. Like, let's say you get a new soldering iron, get new tips, stuff like that. Also, I just like doing it for fun because I think it's fun. Oh, that. I hate this. I hate this so much. Oh, there's 3 plugs on this. Oh, that's not as bad. That's still. Oh, God, why would they do that? So it looks like they give you a custom mini USB cable for hopefully audio input. You know, maybe it's reactive to sound and then for power in. But this is something else, man. All right. Master CPU, I have heard of that mod. I've never done anything about it because, oops, quite frankly, I just don't care that much to do DMG mods. Yes, it does technically boot faster, but like once it's in game, there's no difference. So I don't think it's worth cutting up a Super Game Boy just for that mod. All right, I'm guessing there's an audio splitter so that you can send audio to this board and still actually listen to it at the same time. That is... That's interesting. All right. I think let's get started with the board itself because, quite frankly, there is not a lot to do. And then we'll come back to this and LEDs in a moment. All right. Let me pull up my cheat sheet here. I should probably turn the soldering iron on, huh? Fun fact, the Game Boy Pocket CPU is actually the exact same package as the original Game Boy CPU. So you could solder a Game Boy Pocket CPU to a Game Boy motherboard. What does this do, you might ask? Absolutely nothing. It doesn't work. The pinout's totally different. Don't do that. But you can. All right, here we go. Jeezless. I went ahead and pulled up the listing for this solder practice kit because it has pictures of what the board looks like assembled. And it's not like there are that many components, but there are some resistors and it's not marked which resistor goes where. So all right, I suppose let's start with this bad boy. Oh, you know what? Those are all the same resistor, so it doesn't even matter. Same value. Quarter watt, 100K. Yeah. All right. And our first hurdle. Report arrived with the pins bent. Not that bent. Huh. Oh. All right here goes the switch. And thankfully, all of these components are, I don't know what the word is, but I flip it over, they're not falling out, so there's that. They're all kind of stuck in at an angle. Just go in here. I want to heat both the joint itself and the pin, the PCB and the pin, rather. And then feed solder into that joint. And then once I've got, I think I've got one pin on everything but the USB port soldered down. Now I've got one pin on everything soldered down. Now I'm going to come back and just apply a little bit of pressure and reheat the joint just to make sure that the parts are nice and flat. USB port is good enough. Switch is now flat. Resistor now flat. IR receiver now flat. The socket, I did 2 opposing corners. Now it's flat. And the last resistor is now flat. Excellent. Let's get that soldered up. All right. And I'm just going to get a big old solder ball going and just walk nice and slowly down the line, feeding in a little bit extra solder. And do that again for the next row. And as long as you move slowly enough, without going too slow, get nice even fillets on all the pins there. With one exception. Moved a little bit too quickly on that pin. And that's pretty much it. The only other thing is I left a big old solder ball on the USB connector, which would be catastrophic if I try and plug this in. It's just going to go ahead and short out. How I'm going to clear this, I'm just going to come in here and feed in a little bit extra solder, and then just try and swipe away slowly. And I think I've already pretty much got it. There we go. The rosin in the solder here, they call this rosin core solder. I think they do. I guess they don't call it that on this spool itself. No clean. 63% tin, 37% lead. Yeah, of course they don't say it on here. But they do say it on other spools of solder that I have. So this guy, a little bit of an older spool. It's from Radio Shack before they started branding their solder as Radio Shack. But rosin core solder, it's the exact same stuff that we use these days. It's just solder wrapped around a core of rosin. The rosin acts as flux. So for stuff like this, you don't need extra flux, but it's always good to have. I have a little bottle of No Clean here, and I have a syringe of the extra tacky stuff. But probably not going to use either tonight. Trim these. I will do one pin at a time. Otherwise, these are going to go everywhere. Eye protection is not a must, but highly recommended. At the very least, close your eyeballs when you snip this. Or put your finger over it. Alright. Look at that. We're halfway done. No, I'm kidding. If only we were halfway. No. Alright. Put this in there. So on the socket, I lined up the little half moon shape with the socket and the board. If you don't do that, it's not too big of a deal because it's just the socket, but you do need to line the chip itself up. And I hate these sockets. Bend the legs in a little just so I can squeeze this in. And we don't need to use a socket. We could have just soldered this thing straight in, but at the very least, this makes it removable in case we ever want to replace this MCU. Unlikely, but it did come with a socket. All right, there we go. Now I think we're good enough to start with the LEDs. I got an extra resistor. A little bit of tape. Clean up my workspace so I don't get these things in the palm of my hand. And we'll move on. Oh shit, is that the Shank mods? Are we playing some more Halo later? Alright. So, for the jig here, you don't have to remove the paper, but I mean, if it makes you happy, go for it. But we do want to elevate it. I could get down on some Halo later. I think that'd be fun. Ta-da! And now, hang on, let me review the instructions. I want to get the polarity right. So this is what the instructions for this kit say to do. We need to take the LED, take the long pin. There are two pins, one of them is long, one of them is short. And we're just going to fold it 90 degrees like that. And then we set them in the jig. Do one ring at a time. I'll start with the outermost. I suppose I should have started with the innermost. Because that one has fewer LEDs, so it would be quicker. Went that one backwards. Probably doesn't matter, but I'll just put it aside for now. Ta-da! Now we solder it together. These are all going to be... I did them all backwards. Of course I did. Alright. It's easy enough to just spin them all around. We want the bent leg on the inside, not the outside. Just point them all towards the center. How's about that? Or not, because holy cow. Hence why I should have done the smaller ring first. All right. So now, with that all done, this is insanely fiddly. I'm glad I'm not doing the big. Good lord. I'm glad I'm not doing the bigger LED kit with the surface mount LEDs and all the wiring and whatnot. I don't think I have the temperament for that tonight. I think I also need my flush cutters. I'm going to cut these so that they overlap. Oh my goodness. Hopefully this makes my life easier. My flush cutters are magnetic, and so are the legs of these LEDs. It is not helpful. So my current strat is to put the leg in between the other two legs of the next LED, and then slip my flush cutters in right at the body of the LED and snip off the excess. I'll pick that up, drop that in the next one. Rinse, repeat. For what, like 8 rows? All right, I think we're finally good. Whew. Once I've got the first one soldered, it should start falling into place. There we go. Don't Panic is saying, does this have a specific design or can you make your own? Uh, I think, like, there's 8 rows of LEDs, and each row is in parallel. So I think you can make your own if you're feeling up to it. I don't know. Ask me again when we get a little bit further in. I can't multitask right now. I'm fairly certain you can make your own. Oh, no. But of course, the jig it comes with is for a light bulb or something. I don't see why we couldn't just make like a cylinder though. Like even reusing the jig. Or even instead of making it light bulb shaped, we could make it tree shaped by just, or cone shaped by doing the rings in order of size. All right. We've got one ring done. All right. Now we just got to do that 7 more times. I should have set aside a place to put this. Okay. I just did the outermost, so now I'm going to do the second outermost. Oops. Now I wonder if there is a tool for bending these legs, and if not, I wonder if there's any real use case for a tool for bending these legs that isn't this solder practice kit. Because my fingers are already tired of doing this. Oh wow, that leg is twisted. Ta-da! Needle, master CPU. What? Needle nose pliers for what? To bend the legs. Yeah, probably. The problem I'm having specifically is that um, it's just kind of difficult to grip the base of the LED to bend the leg. It's not the leg itself that I'm having trouble bending, but I'm actually I could probably just drop it in the jig and then bend it from there. In fact, I'll try that the next go around. That might be easier. The kit that I'm building right now, I have linked in the description. Is this bad boy right here? That one's got a huge solder ball on it. Probably fine. You guys looking forward to any new games coming out? Movies, TV series, books? Play anything good recently? Ring 2, complete. Or ring 7, I guess. Second ring. Try and organize those. Okay. Oh! No. I suppose if I did them all in advance, it might work. It feels more difficult to get everything lined up, though. Yeah. I'm gonna end up throwing these things everywhere. Maybe it'll work better for you guys, though. I'm a lefty, so things are weird sometimes. I can't imagine this makes that big of a difference, though. Jack Ryan. I haven't seen that. I've heard decent things. Maybe I'll have to add it to my list. Octopath 2. I was interested in the first Octopath. I've heard it's like a 60-hour campaign or something ridiculous like that. Like if you commit to that game, you're in it for the long haul. And not saying that's a bad thing. It's just with how I play games, it might take me 3 years to beat it. So I'm not sure that would work out for me because every time I'd boot it up, I'd be confused as to what the heck was even going on, what I was doing last. Which is a shame because it looks fun. Tom Clancy's universe. What's that guy from The Office? Wasn't he in a Jack Ryan movie? Guy who plays Jim? Watch his name actually be Jim. Last name starts with a K, I remember that much. No. Stop it. Both of you, stop it. Yeah, there you go. That guy. John Krasinski, I think. Don't quote me on that. I don't know how that's pronounced. Yeah, my arm is a little marked up. My cat doesn't like being held, but I hold him anyway. Well, it's not that he doesn't like being held, it's that he only likes being in positions that he puts himself in. So if I pick him up, he'll sit there and squirm until I let him go. And he was never taught not to use his claws, though he usually doesn't. he he's not scratching me to like dissuade me from picking him up. He's just scratching me because he panics about not having grip, so he tries getting grip the best way he knows how, which is utilizing his claws. So as long as I give him solid footing whenever I pick him up, he doesn't scratch me. But I mean, like it's not that he doesn't like being held. He freaking loves being held. But the thing is, like, if you pick him up, he'll get grumpy and he'll jump down on the floor, and then sit there and stare at you, and then jump in your lap again, and then sit down and take a nap. It's not that he doesn't like being held. He just he only likes being held on his terms. It's kind of hilarious. You like my magnet for trimmed component leads? Because it's like freaking stuck to my desk. There's a metal plate under this silicone mat. Magnet. Shank, this tip is called a K-Series knife edge tip. I forget the specific model number. It is a Hako manufactured tip, despite this not being a Hako soldering iron. It is the best general purpose tip. And I will die on that hill. All you J-tip lovers can go show yourselves at the door. Ta-da! Fuck J-tip. All my homies hate the J-tip. Yeah, you know what, Shank, you've got a point there. If they made one, I think my preferred soldering iron tip would be a Phillips. Sorry, let me review chat. I keep peeking over and noticing that I'm missing messages. Brandon, my cat's name. It's complicated. It's not literally the word complicated. That would be. I mean, I wouldn't put it past. That's something I would do, but I haven't. Um, I call him several things depending on how he's behaving. uh, and when I adopted him, it was actually a rescue at a local vet office that one of my former roommates worked at, and everyone there also called him something different than his actual name. So I felt like I had to keep with the tradition. His legal name, as it were, is well, I'm gonna keep that a secret, but most of the time I just call him Kitty Cat and he responds to that. And at the vet's office that I adopted him from, the common name there was Brown Kitty. Hazi, I know I've been thinking, I'm just so paranoid that a handful of these LEDs are going to be the wrong polarity because there's like no thoughts going on upstairs right now. I'm just kind of on autopilot, and a handful of them I started thinking about after I bent the leg, and I'm like, oh God, I hope that was the long one. Because otherwise, it was the wrong one. That's going to be complicated, isn't it? No, I'll just keep doing it like this. I'm sure it's fine. Nah! I have made a mistake. This was carefully calculated, but man, am I bad at math. Okay, there we go. SPMO soldering is not difficult, but it is also not intuitive. What that means is it's very easy skill to pick up, but most people don't get it right the first time around. So that's basically what soldering practice kits are there for. is to learn how to solder before you mess up that expensive project that requires soldering that you're working on. The best example I like to give, obviously, if you're a regular on my channel, you know I do a lot of Game Boy backlight kit mods. So the best example I like to give is why learn how to solder on your $55 Game Boy Advance with your $50 to $70 backlight kit when the potential result is ruining both. Whereas you can spend $5, or in the case of this kit, probably closer to 15, on a solder practice kit and learn the skill on something relatively disposable that you're not going to be hurting if you destroy. Shank, I can't ignore this. What do you want me to ignore? Yeah, man, Brandon, you have no idea how much uh, the community sees that sort of thing. GameCubes with this, I'm totally forgetting the name of the mod that just came out, the one with the Pi Pico that allows you to run Swiss as the IPL. Um, so many destroyed consoles because people watch people watch videos like the kind of stuff that I publish, and they look at the jackass soldering stuff together, and they see how easy, how intuitive it is for me, and the thing that they don't pick up on most of the time because it's just frankly not mentioned is that the person showing you the soldering has been soldering for over a decade and has heaps more experience than you do. I mean, I guess it's like riding a bike. Riding a bike isn't difficult, but most of us do not go into it and not fall off the first time, you know? It's just a skill you gotta learn. The legs are getting shorter, so there's a little bit more tension at the last joint. There we go. Next ring, done. I don't know. They all look the same length. It's probably fine. What ring is this? Number 4. Now we do number 5. Uh-oh. Pivot to tech decks and tech deck mods. Do you think that's the natural evolution of this channel? Miniature skateboards? I wonder if I still have one. You're gonna make me like pause the stream and just go start digging through that drawer that we all have that's full of junk, but we don't want to call it a junk drawer. I know I have some Hot Wheels in there. Oh, there we go. That's how I could have easily done that. Ooh, there's a blue eyes white dragon in here. Nah, no tech decks. But, literally the first time I walk away, that happens in chat. Anyway, thank you, Hazi. So I didn't have a tech deck, but I came back with 3 consolation prizes. Um, First is a Blue Eyes White Dragon that is literally in the worst condition you have ever seen, but still intact because I laminated it. Second is a film cell from the movie Too Fast, Too Furious, because of course I have something like that. And then third is this cool Hot Wheels car. I have a Supra in that drawer too, but I thought this one was cooler. All right. Anyway, moving on. Hot Wheels. Oh no. What have I done? Ow. That's exactly what I was trying to avoid. Give me a minute. All right. I will be right back. 5-minute break. I'm bleeding. Oh. All right. I got another beer, so I think we're good. I also fetched the Supra while I was at it. And then I saw this while I was in there. And it got me thinking. I bought this. I don't remember where. I didn't buy it because I sought it out. I just bought it because it was included with something else I was buying. And I thought it was neat at the time because it's like one of those smooshed pennies, but it's Pokemon Center Tokyo. And I don't know, it got me thinking, why would they have a penny smooshing machine in Tokyo? They don't have pennies there. Unless that's not a penny, but I don't know. Anyway. You're not wrong. Could be there for American tourists. I don't know. I just thought it was fascinating because I had no idea that was a thing. Ooh, a 500 yen coin? Shit, that's more than I paid for it. Well, I guess that's hard to say because, like I said, it was included with something else I bought, and I think the other thing I was trying to go for, I got at what was a fair market price, so I effectively paid nothing for it. I don't know. It was probably some lot of Game Boy stuff. Always is. I didn't know there were any copper yen coins. But I don't know. I don't regularly deal with yen, so. All right. Was that ring 5? Where's my boy bead? Ah, there are 8 rings, but I messed one up. Because we need, well, I didn't mess it up. We just need to do multiples of one of them. That's a different template. I don't have that inner ring. Okay. That kind of confused me. Yes, it's acrylic, and yes, I just did not peel that sacrificial layer off. Um, yes, it would be prettier, but it would also be lower contrast. And while I'm sure it's fine in person, I have a feeling it's gonna not look great through the eye of YouTube. Uh, oops. Hmm. I don't know where that went, but I guarantee you I'll find it with my toe later. Excellent. Look at that. That's pretty neat. Yes, that's a fine ring. Have a good night, don't panic. Happy Christmas. Or not. You do you. Alright, how many layers is this thing? It appears to be 8 layers. Two and 2 3. Okay. 2 and 2 3. I think. Yes. Yes. Okay. Sorry. Gib, give me the Santa update. I forgot how long it's been since the last update. I need to know. Oh, good lord. I'm making a mess. Everything's gone wrong. Oops. Sorry. 2 minutes. Hmm. I know some people on the East Coast, they're probably still up. Those sons of guns. What was I looking for? This is getting dangerous. The big rings are definitely much easier to solder than the little rings, so. In the beginning, I was saying maybe it was a mistake starting with the big rings, and no. Starting with the big rings seems to be the go-to. In the beginning. In the beginning. Shit. Yeah. The 7th ring. One more ring. We're nearly there. Seven rings. You know what else has 7 rings? Yeah, it's called Lord of the Rings. Look it up. There's more than 7, but there's at least 7. Got the brain cell going. Halo. Were you blinded by its majesty? Paralyzed. Dumbstruck. Jump in. I have no idea what song you're talking about, but that being said, I probably know all the lyrics and I probably sing along whenever it comes on the radio, but I don't actually know what song that is. It's literally called Seven Rings. Wait, so is that song a Halo reference? Is that is is the lore that deep? Did 343i do this, or was this Bungie? Those. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. All right, I don't know if you're bullshitting me, but either way, that's hilarious. Big fan of the Halo novel series. I don't know. That just seems like a weird crossover. Regarding Spy Family, I don't even know what you're talking about, says the man with an Anya sticker on his desk. I am. Netflix is the best thing that's ever happened to me because I've determined that just binging a show over the course of a weekend or a week or whatever is my preferred way to watch media. So I've decided to wait until the entire season is released before watching. Is it Spy Family or Spy X Family? I don't know. You know what I mean, though. What's that other good one? Was it To Your Eternity? Shit. Just got a season 2 on that thing. Last episode of what? Spy Family or To Your Eternity? I don't know. Several shows have come up. Probably both, to be honest. I don't even know where we are. Yeah. The rings have been completed. Uh, I'm still waiting for what's that other one on Netflix? The Sega Uncle one. Is it Uncle from Another World? We've got the rings. Bend pins shortly. Sure. LED connection point for second through fifth layer. Miss Scusi? Use pliers to bend the tip. That's pretty neat. I don't know if these instructions are relevant for this thing though. Oh yeah, there. You can see the wires that they never told me to solder on. Why would you wait till after it's already done when you can do that from the inside? Okay. So I think I'm just going to reference this picture from now on for the order that the rings go on. Let me grab my template. Freaking magnets. This is how I have it numbered. 1 from the outside, 6 to the inside. It's funny. They give you, in these set of instructions, I suppose it's totally irrelevant, but screw it, we're going to look at it anyway. In the template they give you for this set of instructions, they have 7 rings. There's that picture again. You see, I have it numbered the same way, but they have that 7th ring on the inside that my template doesn't have, but that they also don't use here. because they have 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5. All right, so I want the smallest ring. Where's my PCB? There it is. On this bad boy. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. I know you're supposed to bend it in some, but it didn't look right. Because this is not fiddly at all. Oh god, I hope I didn't just do this upside down. Pretty sure I didn't. Well, let's double check. Because, again, the instructions I'm following are not the specific kit that I have. There weren't any instructions linked. I already asked them about it, and there weren't any from the manufacturer, but maybe things have changed. Okay, we're good. Still have enough information to do this. All right. Let me get the legs on this thing. Actually, it'd be funny if you could... Ah, of course they're different sized. Season 2 just started. Sorry, just catching up with chat again. Uncle from Another World, like I was watching it on Netflix. There's only like 6 episodes. It feels like they just kind of stopped. Have a good night, Short Yeti. Happy Christmas. didn't wire up the inside ring. I'm gonna redo that joint. Big old solder ball. No, please don't get knotted. You know, I kind of wish there was a hole in the center of this thing. So I could just run all the wires through the middle and then across the bottom. It's probably a 2-layer board, and I don't see any traces in the middle. So I could put a hole in this. I'm not going to, but I could. No. See, drilling a hole requires using power tools, and I'm a little bit inebriated, so I don't think I should be using power tools. Power tools that aren't a soldering iron. Drill a hole with my iron. Good lord. That sounds horrifying, to be honest. Drill a hole with your iron. All right, let's try out the first layer. That's not the right cable. What did I do with the right cable? There's the cable. Yay! Well, shoot. Oh, is it just because it's not on? A little tab in here for the battery. Ah, ha, ha. It was because it was not on. Look at that. We're not done, but sure is parody though, ain't it? Okay. I'm feeling better. Second layer is ring number 4. Which was this ring? Yes. It's this ring. So next up, I gotta do this really annoying thing where I solder every LED to the LED below it. So I've gotta give these two bends. That one and then that one. All right. Wow, that is horribly uneven. Do not insert wiener. That is correct. Yeah, this is going to be insanely tedious. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Don't worry. Got this. Oh God. Don't got this. I'm a champion. Oh, it's already looking terrible though, isn't it? Whatever, let's get more LEDs soldered. Ooh. That touched something it shouldn't have. Whatever, that's probably good enough. Yeah. I just swiped my soldering iron across the front of my computer. Stupid thing, there we go. Before I get too deep, I'm gonna keep going. Look at Hazi's message. The Hazy message that's telling me to drill a hole in the PCB? Or the one about the Ferris wheel? Because I got a Ferris wheel. Oh, Discord message. Oh. Oh no. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Oh wait, no. No. Your messages are confusing because I already did it backwards and it still works. Because it says that the inner ring is supposed to be the negative pin, yet I did the positive one and the LED is still illuminated. It's about layer height, yes. Yeah, I was just going to eyeball it. I mean, I figure once it's all soldered, I can shape it a little bit better. Thank you for looking out, though. My knife iron, my elongated ball. It's called a light bulb, jackass. Elongated ball. Have you never seen a light bulb? Definitely shouldn't have soldered the power switch already. Ooh, that is a big solder ball. All right. Long, long ball. All right. Oh, one of the wires isn't soldered very well. What if I want a long bolt? What if I want an elongated ball? Oh no, I fed it through the wrong LED. Oh well, it'll be fine. Let's try it again, shall we? Wow, look at that. It's like magic. It's so colorful. Oh no, he's fine. All right, next layer, third layer, is the third ring. It's probably this one. Indeed it is. And this one should be 2, 3. That should also be long, but not as long as I made that. Straighten these out before I start bending them. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. No! How dare you? Thanks, Hazy. I appreciate you. No, do not humor the spam bots. You just make it worse. Solder that right down there. Oh, that's too high up again. Ah, screw it. She'll be raw at night. Dude, this bulb better be like at least 9 inches tall. Like if it's not, I want my money back. How tall do you think this thing's gonna be? It's it's perfectly adequate. That's how big it is. There's gonna be one lumpy ass bulb. Bulb. Where's my wire? There it is. Oh no. Stop this. How can there be only one end? Excuse me, you're a paradox. That's not how this works. It's gonna be all tangled. Yes, let's try out the next layer. And another one. Try and straighten it out at least. There we go. It should just default to on. There we go. They all work. And another one. Next, that was 1, 2, 3. Fourth layer is the second ring. Choose that one. And the second ring, 1, 2, 3, 4, should be even shorter. Yeah, that'll be good. Oh, it's almost at the point where I don't need the holder to prop it up anymore. Oops. Good Lord. Ooh, that's a big softball. Ooh, that's hot. That's a spicy lady. All right. That's not fun. Is that the other side? Nope. Darn it. I knew that was a mistake. Or maybe not. Did I get lucky? There are two ends to this wire. I knew you weren't a paradox. Oh, I'm out of light. It got darker because my lights died. Don't worry, I've got a single spare. Plug that one in. What about the other one? Plug in the other one too. Excellent. I think we can just use a battery, maybe. Oh, I had one. Well, shoot. Oh, there. There's an instruction for the remote too. Of course, that's a different remote. Oh. Ta-da! Battery turned off, yeah. Oh, I hate this battery. If there's not enough load on it, it doesn't work. There we go. Ta-da! Okay, next. Oh, and I lost the picture because I scrolled. There it is. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, so now I need 5. Is ring number 1, which is this one. Yes. And the distance chart shows it as the shortest. Is that light dead too? God dang, it is. Don't worry, in a few minutes my lights will be charged up enough again to use, except for the overhead. will also probably be done pretty shortly. After all of this, just smash the Jesus thing. Oh, I didn't have to bend those nearly as far as I did. I mean, I kind of want to now. Like on one hand, I just put a whole bunch of work into this thing, but on the other hand, A, that's sunk cost fallacy, and B, do it for the vine. I fucked up by doing it from that angle, didn't I? There we go. That'll work. What kind of soldering is this practice kit helping with? I don't know. What kind of soldering? What kind of soldering do you think this is helping with? That's what I said, soldering. Soldering. Hello there, Husky 3G. How you doing? Whoop. Whoops. I'm sure that's fine. Oh, nuts. Excellent. Husky, I'm fairly certain DS consoles with DS Lite style screens is a total myth because how they're constructed is wildly different. I would believe, however, that there are DS consoles out there that have DS Lite style backlight controls, such that you have multiple levels of brightness instead of just on or off. Um, and that's not a myth. One of I've modded a DS console to do that. That's just a matter of what firmware you have installed on the console. Those screens are pretty neat though because they allow, let's get that in there. They're actually transflective, which means if you just turn the backlight off, you can use it in direct sunlight. It works totally fine. I mean, admittedly, they don't look great, but they certainly aren't bad. My light bulb has evolved to another level. Oh, and I totally lost that cord. No, I didn't. It's right here. Another level working. Yeah, FlashMe. You can use FlashMe to change out the firmware. The firmware is always going to be based off the V8 version of the DS Lite firmware, which does work on the original DS, but depending on the specific hardware brightness controller that it has, I think depends on which brightness versions you get with the V8 software version. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to go to the bathroom and get another beer. What's up, kitty cat? Ooh. The cat is requesting treats, so I need to take another quick detour. Hello. All right. After that, we need another ring number 2, which is probably this one. Yep. Next up, we need one of these bad boys. And honestly, I don't have to do much. What's the height look like? A little bit longer. I think I want it right about there. Okay, hang on. I'm letting chat get away from me again. Yeah, the original DS console is actually pretty cool. You can do a mod. So, hang on. Bad at multitasking. Okay, I want that right there. The original DS had kind of a weird screen setup. So it sent the video data of both LCDs to both LCDs, but only sent the relevant clock signal to each LCD. So with the original DS, if you make a macro out of that bad boy, you can do a pretty cool mod where you actually install a physical switch between the sync signals, so that you can just flip a switch and have your one display either LCD. It's super cool. You can do something similar on DS Lite, but that one does it through software. The original DS you can do through hardware, though. Also, yeah, PSPs suck. All my homies hate the PSP. Sony fucked up with the PSP. It's not like at the time it wasn't really a bad console, but these days the battery management hardware gets in the way of actively using the console the way it's designed, so I think they're awful. Set that down before I burn myself. Ooh, that burns a little bit. Let's think of a better way to do the next one. So the problem specifically with PSPs is that there is a microcontroller inside the battery management chip which actively drains power whether you're using the PSP or not, because it's literally attached to the battery management circuit. Um, I don't know specifically why Sony did this, but one effect it had was that it made batteries proprietary. You couldn't just buy any generic off the shelf junk. At least, um, aside from Sony did lease out third party battery manufacturers like Intech and such. And then at one point it was reverse engineered, and that's how you got Pandora batteries and blah, blah, blah. And then third party battery manufacturers swooped in and started making their own batteries. But before that, if you wanted a battery, you bought a Sony battery. Or a Sony third party licensed battery. But anyway, back in the day, it was mostly fine because the batteries were new, and you were probably using the PSP every other day at the very least. But nowadays, the batteries are no longer new, so puts a lot of wear and tear on them. Ooh, that's spicy. Okay. Oh! Just broken. There we go. Look, if you're one of those people out there that likes the PSP, I sympathize, but it's objectively, it's bad hardware. It just really is. If you genuinely like the PSP and want to enjoy playing the PSP games, just buy yourself a Vita. Don't even bother with the original hardware. They're just all so bad. The Vita is a pretty good console by itself, but it's also as good or better than a PSP for everything that the PSP could do. So that, regardless of whether you like the Vita or not, the Vita is a better PSP than a PSP ever will be. Also, on the PS Vita, you have ports of Ratchet and Clank and Jack and Daxter games, so there's that. With what is that? With the PS Vita, you can run software called Adrenaline, which is literally just a PSP emulator. Like how on the original PSP you had Pops, which was PlayStation on PlayStation, which was an original PlayStation emulator. You have Adrenaline on PS Vita, which coincidentally you can also run Pops in. So. Where's the USB cable? There it goes. Ta-da! They all work. Oh Oh yeah, straight up, the cable I'm plugging this in with is charging my light right now. I have between 2 and 3 USB cables run to my desk for power, and I usually don't charge my lights during filming, so they're usually free, but my lights are dead. They're actually almost charged. I could probably turn them on now. On, let there be light. All right, how many layers do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means 2 more. The 7th layer is the 3rd ring, which is probably this one, because there's only 2 left. Yep. Which I'm gonna have to do some creative fitment with, but we'll get there. Yeah, that'll do. How long should that be? That should also be pretty darn short. I think right at the tip of the LED should do. Legs are on the correct side. And get this positioned a little bit better. Ooh, that is spicy. wonder if it might work better to do this the other way around, where you have, ooh, that's the hot bit of the soldering iron. Instead of having these struts on the outside, have them on the inside. That way they don't have to go around the LEDs, they can go under them. Speaking of on the inside. Swear, I've got to hard mount that soldering iron base. Okay. All right, there we go. Oh, I didn't. Oops. It doesn't work because I didn't feed the wire in yet. if it's worthwhile going in and like braiding the power wires into the LED legs and such. Now let's try it. Hey, it's a vacuum. One more. And I don't even have to jam it into the jig to make sure it's the right size because it's the only ring I have left. Ooh. I'm just gonna bend these all in, angle them towards themselves. That works a little bit better. Kind of wish I'd done that with some of the other layers, but so be it. And then I think this is supposed to be the shortest. Yes. Which means I need to bend that out even more. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. I think I'm probably going to end up putting together a separate set of instructions for this thing because they kind of don't match up, but this is the order stack up. And let me show you. This picture here. So this one shows the lengths between the layers because otherwise it'll proportion itself weirdly if you don't get that right. I'm not actually sitting here and measuring that out, but I am kind of eyeballing it. The thing is, though, like, it shows the opposite of how I did it and how I did it works, so I don't know. It's kind of weird because I bent the longer pin, which it shows here is positive. I bent that pin, and it shows here the negative is the bent pin, so I don't I'm not so sure how much I trust those instructions. But we'll get there. We'll get there. wonder if it might be worth coming over to the other side and doing one of the pins across the way just to try and keep this thing tensioned properly. There we go. Ooh, that is tremendously close to shorting. Gotta be careful of that. I need to reshape this. I think we need to make sure that the legs are all running parallel and not off to the side of some LEDs. We're almost there, guys. Almost. Where we at? One more LED. Let's go. Oh, that one's not soldered. Oh, how many times am I gonna knock that thing over? How did that get wrapped around that? Good Lord. Okay. We're almost there. Almost there. Ah, fudge. That was painful. Whew, I just burned myself. So you know how every time you're done soldering, sometimes you get a little solder ball on the tip. You're supposed to wipe that off in your brass hole there. I didn't do that, and when I just pulled that out of the soldering iron, that solder blob landed on my leg. It's kind of painful. And I resisted the urge to grab it because I didn't want to burn my fingers too. Oh. I had to let it sit there and cool down. Cleaned it that time though. Oh my goodness. Okay. It's done. Are you happy? Is this what you wanted from me? Kill the lights. Ah, and the spare's dead too. Go figure. Where's my cable? There it is. Ta-da! Wait, they're not all on. Now they are. I think. Yeah. Ha 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 ha! I have the power in my hand. I don't feel really accomplished. In fact, my leg kind of hurts. Specifically, a small spot of skin on it. I have extra leads. I can't really show off the audio portion of this on account of, well, for starters, I have at my desk an iPad Mini 6, which doesn't take this. Also at my desk is my Galaxy Flip 4, which doesn't take this. The only thing I have which does support this, I'm streaming from. There's your side angle. Does it look funny shaped? I don't think so. I don't think it's weird and long. All right. Are the legs at the base supposed to be that high? Probably not. I don't know. But look at that thing. So this thing comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra screws. I have no idea what for. Several extra RGB LEDs. I'll save them for something. I am fairly certain it also came with this and maybe the rest of a case that goes around this. I don't know. This was all I could find. beautiful though, isn't it? Take care of all these freaking component leads. Oh, my soldering iron got turned up. That's why it's happening. All right. What? What? Is it dinner time? No, it's not dinner time. What are you talking about? All right. Look at that. I just spent 3 hours. Is it 3 hours? How long has it been? It just says 3 hours. Oh, but the 3.5 hours. I just spent 3.5 hours making, and this is what I have to show for it. There are a lot of buttons. They don't seem to do. It looks like our options are on or off. Oh, now only half of them are on. You sent me on Discord what buttons what? You sent me on Discord 2 minutes ago, okay? Sold the other picture open. Yeah, donkey. Circle debugging. Offline. What? Column debugging. Dude, these buttons don't do shit. Vertical debugging. They're just off now. It seems like buttons on this side turn it off and this power button turns it back on. I don't... Oh, the play seems to do something. Now I've got only the bottom 2 rows. Oh, and then they're off again. I've got the bottom row off. Is that what that does? No, I don't know. Yeah, it says each of the buttons do something, but it's not very clear on what specifically they do. Like, it's bad translation. I genuinely don't know. And these are 2-wire LEDs, so you have just basically power and then ground. So there's no way to actually control them. They're either on or they're off. The patterns that they're doing are the result of a chip that's inside of the LED itself. I can't change the color or anything. I hit the button that says all bright and they turn off. Oh, it says power is turn them off. Power does not seem to turn them off. Menu turns them off. Power turns them on. This image is it's something. All right, guys, I really do want to smash it, but I think I need it to update the instructions a little bit first. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the instructions, but the instructions... Of all the instructions I've ever seen, those are certainly instructions. Oh God, what have I done? All right, whatever. It's beautiful. How could I smash something so beautiful? I don't know. It feels kind of cool to hold, though. I don't know. It's stronger than it looks, and of course, it's making cool lights. I don't know. It's red and green. It's Christmas. Wait, no. There's blue in there too. Never mind. Yeah. Should I smash it? I feel like you guys really want me to smash it. Whoop. Almost spilled my beer doing that. just crush it. Ooh, hey, this thing has a headphone jack on it. I don't know what it's supposed to be doing. I know what this is supposed to sound like. Well, this doesn't make any sound, but this makes sound. Okay, is there an option that says audio off? C. No, that doesn't do anything. Volume's up now. It's on. What do you propose I do next? What button should I press to make it react to my audio? Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. The one where I come play MCC? I don't... Oh, dear Lord. Yeah, that's what happens when you turn the volume up. Zero. No shit. There's no microphone on this thing, so I don't know what that is. Oh, but it does change when I have that plugged in. Good Lord. Get to Elm's lab. We want to get to Elm's lab. We'll speedrun Pokemon. This cart doesn't have a battery in it, so we're not going to get very far. Long term. I mean, I suppose I could just use save states. This is an analog pocket. We'll be silver. Oh my God, so much fucking text. I'm real sorry for you, or congratulations, but I ain't reading all that. Make the rival Hazy. This is Pokemon Silver. I've got to play for like half an hour before it lets me name my rival. Oh yeah, today can be Sunday. But it's definitely not daylight savings time. Yes, I know how to use the phone, so why don't you tell me how to use the phone? Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Gee, isn't that convenient? Oh God, slow. Fast, thank you. I mean, I can tell it's reacting to the audio because it resets. The audio track resets every time you change this option. So every time I change this option, I can see the pattern is resetting. So it is reacting to that, and that was 0 on the remote. That's... it's kind of funny. And then I turn the volume off and it just goes sparkle, sparkle. And turn the volume back up. Oh, it's not on that mode anymore? There we go. That's kind of wild how it's reacting to Elm's lab, I guess. All right, it's kind of neat. I'll give it that. I think a better solution for these wires would be to like wrap them around the pads. Oops, I'm leaving. Which one are we getting? Let's get this one. I don't care what it is. Oh, it's Chikorita. That's the one I actually wanted, because that's the best one. Call me if something comes up. I don't think I will. Oh, come to think of it, I never got my berry out of the PC. Oh, you know what? Who's this nice young upstanding gentleman? I'm sure he's not doing anything nefarious by peering through a window and then literally kicking people. Oh, it's a potion in the PC. Here's what the Pokemon music looks like visualized instead of being able to hear it, because I can't be fucked to plug this into a speaker too. Note that it is only lighting up the top layer right now. Something about this audio. Oh, now it's going crazy. Look at that. You win the battle and it just goes wild. That's interesting. So, I mean, you can see it is reacting to the sound. That's pretty cool. But also, my bottle is empty, and I got people telling me I need to go play Master Chief Collection, so I think that's where we're at. And the poll does say not to smash it, so I mean, not like I have to listen to the poll. I didn't plan to in the first place, but since it aligns with what I was going to do anyway, I guess I'm going to listen to the poll. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the instructions. The controls are flipped. The polarity, the LED polarity is flipped. It's weird. Just fold the longer leg. How hilarious would it be to run into a shiny? Because I can't... This cart has no battery in it. I don't think I can even capture Pokemon right now. I don't think they've given me Pokeballs. Oh my god, I used my bird. It already stabbed me. I already bled for this. Look. You can't see shit because that light is not very bright, but there's... Look at that. I got a little owie. Look, it's not that I don't know how to fix this cart. It's just that I don't care. These two work. I just happened to grab the one that didn't. I see no point in putting a battery into a cart that I'm not going to actually play. See, I get experience and the thing just goes wild. It's crazy. The battle music is just like so focused, you know? Can't even replace a coin cell. Please, I've got a short on replacing coin cells. I've also got a video literally replacing the coin cell with my feet. That one obviously wasn't short though. That was a little bit longer. But I did it, and the cart did work. I don't know why I'm holding B. It's not like you can actually run in this game. Alright, yeah, that's enough of that. Anyway, I think I'm going to call it an evening. This thing's pretty cool. I'm going to not crush it, though. I will pet it with some vigor. But anyway, that's all I've got. There's a link in the description if you want to check out this solder practice kit. I'm guessing now, since I've done this stream, there will probably be better instructions listed on that page. And if not, there will be better instructions within the next few days. I'll get with our GRS to work on that. But anyway, I think that's all I've got. It was pretty fun. Obviously, it was a little bit of a longer build, but I don't know. It was better than the other one, man. Like, you see this thing uses surface matte LEDs, and it comes with a mold. It's like a solid ball of RGB LEDs. Maybe someday, but if I do it in one sitting, it's gonna be like a 12-hour stream. And I don't see that happening. So I don't know. I will build it at some point, but I'm making no promises on how, if I even make a video on that. But otherwise, this was pretty good. I didn't expect it to take as long as it did, but I mean, I guess it makes sense. There are a lot of solder joints. That's actually pretty cool, though. Anyway, that's all I've got, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. I hope you all have a fantastic December 24th, whether you celebrate Christmas or not. But either way, I've been Mako. Thanks for watching, and appreciate you all. Have a good night.